Welcome back to Underworld Files. Once again, we're going to unveil secret files from the world. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. Today, we pull back the curtain on a gripping tale of chaos and control playing out right now in the heart of Ecuador. Picture this: an armed group shrouded in mystery, boldly seizing control of a television channel and a university. Yes, you heard right. These are not scenes from a Hollywood thriller, but real-life events unfolding in this South American nation. The audacity of this power play is as shocking as it is complex. As we peel back the layers of this story, we'll delve into who these armed individuals might be, their possible motivations, and the chilling implications for the Ecuadorian people. This is a narrative of power, fear, and a struggle for control. It's a story that begs the question, in a world where the improbable can become the everyday, what happens when the screens we trust and the institutions we rely on fall into the wrong hands? Stay with us as we dive into this unsettling story. In a chilling turn of events, an unidentified armed group has taken control of a television channel and a university in Ecuador. The takeover occurred in the early hours of the morning when the world was still shrouded in the quiet of dawn. It was a typical day until it wasn't. The city of Quito, normally bustling with activity, was suddenly thrown into chaos. As the morning light trickled in, so did the news. A television channel and a university, two pillars of communication and knowledge, had fallen into the hands of an unknown armed group. The television channel, an influential platform broadcasting nationwide, was abruptly overtaken, its regular programming replaced with static. The university, a beacon of learning and progress, was eerily silent, its lecture halls and libraries devoid of their usual humdrum. The armed group, cloaked in anonymity, had effectively silenced two significant voices of the nation. The news of this audacious takeover spread like wildfire, sparking a wave of shock and confusion. The public, initially oblivious to the gravity of the situation, was now gripped with fear and uncertainty. Social media platforms were inundated with messages of concern and speculation. The authorities, caught off guard, scrambled to respond, their initial silence only adding to the growing sense of dread. The government, in a hastily arranged press conference, assured the public of their efforts to reclaim the seized institutions. However, their vague assurances did little to quell the rising panic. The eerie silence from the armed group only added fuel to the fire, their motives as unknown as their identity. In the face of this unprecedented crisis, Ecuador found itself walking on a tightrope. Public sentiment was divided, with some calling for swift and decisive action, while others pleaded for a peaceful resolution. As the day wore on, the reality of the situation began to sink in. The country was in the grip of an unknown enemy. As the country grapples with this sudden crisis, the question on everyone's mind is, who is this armed group? While the identity of the group remains a mystery, there are a few theories circulating. Among the whispers and the chatter, the fog of uncertainty thickens. Yet some patterns emerge, some clues that might point us in the direction of who these faceless invaders might be. The first theory, the most commonly voiced, suggests that this armed group could be an extremist faction, motivated by distinct political or ideological beliefs. The audacity of their actions, seizing control of a television channel and a university, suggests a desire to control public narrative and knowledge dissemination. This could be an attempt to indoctrinate the masses, to sway public opinion in their favor, or to create a climate of fear and chaos. The second theory speculates that this could be the work of a rival nation or a foreign agency. This theory leans on the premise of a proxy war, where the armed group is merely a puppet, with the puppeteer pulling strings from across the borders. The aim? Destabilize the nation, weaken its democratic fabric, and exploit the ensuing chaos for personal gain. A third theory, less popular but no less plausible, hints at the possibility of a homegrown militia. Disgruntled citizens, perhaps, who have taken the law into their own hands to protest against perceived injustices or governmental failures. The targets, a television channel and a university, symbolize the power of information and education, which could be their way of expressing discontent. The theories are numerous, the speculation rife, yet all of them underline one undeniable fact. The armed group's actions have thrown an entire nation into a state of uncertain suspense. As the nation holds its collective breath, the group continues its hold on the television channel and the university. The question on everyone's lips remains, Who are they, and what do they want? As the nation remains in suspense, the armed group continues its hold on the television channel and the university. With each passing day, the situation grows more tense. Ecuador is in the grasp of an unprecedented crisis. An armed group, whose intentions remain shrouded in mystery, has taken control of one of the country's major television channels and a respected university. The shockwaves of this audacious act are reverberating far beyond the borders of this small South American nation. Let's delve into the current state of affairs. It's a fluid situation with developments unfolding hour by hour. The authorities are scrambling to defuse the crisis, navigating the treacherous waters of negotiation with the armed group. It's a delicate balancing act, an attempt to ensure the safety of the hostages while trying to regain control of the occupied institutions. And what of the public? The general populace is gripped by a mix of fear, anger, and confusion. The television channel, once a source of entertainment and information, has been transformed into a mouthpiece for the armed group. The university, a beacon of knowledge and research, now stands as a symbol of defiance against the government. The university community in particular has been hit hard. Students, faculty, and staff are in a state of shock, their lives upended by this act of aggression. The academic calendar has been disrupted, with uncertainty looming over the future of the institution. Yet amidst the chaos, there are glimmers of resilience. A wave of solidarity has swept across the nation, with rallies and vigils held in support of the university community. Meanwhile, international reactions have been swift and unanimous. Nations around the world have condemned the takeover, calling for a peaceful resolution to the crisis. The international community is keeping a close watch on the developments, hoping for a swift end to the standoff. The situation is volatile, with the stakes higher than ever. Every move, every decision could tip the balance. The authorities are walking on a tightrope, with the safety of the hostages and the sovereignty of the nation hanging in the balance. As we wait for a resolution, the country and the world watch with bated breath. The crisis has exposed deeper issues within Ecuador's social and political fabric. What we're witnessing now isn't just about an armed group seizing control of a television station and a university. It's a symptom of broader social and political unrest that's been simmering beneath the surface for years. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Ecuador has been grappling with economic instability, a widening wealth gap, and a government that many believe is disconnected from the realities of everyday life. Public dissatisfaction has been mounting, and this crisis only serves to magnify these existing tensions. The government's response, meanwhile, has been met with mixed reactions. While they have condemned the armed group's actions and promised to restore order, many citizens feel their response has been inadequate and slow. The government's seeming inability to quickly resolve this crisis has only fueled the public's frustration and skepticism. This crisis has also laid bare the deep divisions within Ecuadorian society. The armed group, while widely condemned for their actions, have also garnered some support from sections of society who feel marginalized and unheard. This is a clear indication of the deep-rooted dissatisfaction and disconnect between different social classes and the state. As we delve deeper into this crisis, we see that it's not just about a group wielding weapons and seizing control. It's about a nation grappling with systemic issues, economic disparity, social unrest, and a government that is struggling to respond effectively. As the country faces this unprecedented challenge, the question remains, what will be the outcome? Will this crisis serve as a catalyst for much-needed change, or will it simply deepen the divide and exacerbate the existing issues? Only time will tell. As we close today's episode, the situation remains unresolved, and Ecuador remains in the grip of this mysterious armed group. Their audacious takeover of a television channel and a university has sent shockwaves across the nation and, indeed, the world. This startling display of power has left citizens and authorities alike grappling with the reality of a nation in crisis. Throughout this episode, we've delved into the identity of this armed group, the implications of their actions, and the current state of affairs in Ecuador. We've explored the chilling reality of a media outlet and an institution of learning under duress, and the ripple effects this has on the socio-political landscape of the country. Yet, amid this turmoil, the spirit of resilience persists. The people of Ecuador continue to navigate these tumultuous times, their determination undeterred by the uncertainty that looms overhead. The world watches on, hoping for a swift resolution to this unsettling chapter. An armed group holds sway over a television channel and a university in Ecuador, leaving the nation in a state of suspense. Until next time,